back to the podcast. This week we have a special edition one for you, the WWE Clash of Champions predictions. No longer is it Night of Champions. It's kind of sad to see that name go. Night of Champions 2010 was the first pay-per-view event I ever went to. That was a fun one. You had that six-pack challenge with like John Cena, Edge, Chris Jericho, Wade Barrett, Sheamus, Randy Orton. All those entrances were amazing. Daniel Bryan winning his first ever title in the WWE against The Miz, which kind of goes full circle. Kane versus Undertaker. I got to see Kane versus Undertaker. That's still crazy to me to this day. It was a no-holds-barred match, and like Taker did his entrance. He came down to the ring, and he wouldn't let Kane finish his entrance because he kind of just like, Taker ain't waiting. He just ran up the ramp, attacked Kane, and the match started. I would go back and watch that match because that was a really fun match and really cool to see live in person. So with Night of Champions leaving, let's throw back to last year's Night of Champions prediction podcast I did. It was Stevie Breach and Squared Circle Sports. Now at the time, Squared Circle Sports was the new guy, if you will. Squared Circle Sports, aka Ryan, aka NoTweetRyan, aka New Guy Ryan. Well, now he's New Guy Ryan. But basically, one of my friends, Bobby, ATA Network Bobby, not Bobby from New Jersey, Bobby from ATA Network knew Ryan through something, or they met at a Daniel Bryan signing or something like that, to the point where I started watching Ryan's videos, because he knew Bobby, and I was like, okay, well, if a friend of Bobby is a friend of mine, so let's see what this guy's up to with his videos. Started watching his videos, and I was like, hey, do you want to do a United Champions prediction podcast? So he came onto the podcast, and right before we were about to start, Stevie Breach is just like, hey, is there a call? And I was like, well, we're going to do predictions. Do you want to join in on the predictions? And he was like, sure. So Ryan's first night on the job was doing a podcast with me and Stevie Breach. And then afterward, we just started talking. And for me and Breach, it was a normal call. But for Ryan, it's like, okay, like this is the first time I'm talking to these guys. Like I watched that guy on YouTube. This guy asked me to do a podcast with him, but he's not that special. And we just started talking. And we're here a year later. We met Mick Foley and Ricky Steamboat right before Mick Foley was about to be the GM for Raw. And we're doing another podcast. He was like, hey, let's do another one this year and make it a tradition. So I said, that's awesome. Let's do it. We are about to start the podcast. And all of a sudden, I get a DM from TeamRyry. Yes, the man himself, the host with the most. He says, hey, do you want to be on my podcast? And I was like, Ryry, hold up. You've asked me to be on your podcast so many times. It's my turn. Do you want to be on my podcast? And that's what happened. So we got TeamRyry. We got NoTweetRyan on this podcast today, all kinds of R's. After we recorded this, Ryry recorded a podcast for his channel, so go check that out. That link will be down below as well. Since this is a podcast, go to the links down below. Go click their channels, go click their Twitters, go subscribe and follow them on Twitter. They make really good videos, and I feel like they're two guys that are kind of underrated when it comes to like people watching their videos, so go check them out. Links will be down below. Let's get started with the show.
Back in the day when I was growing up, you see a lot of great running backs now these days. You see a lot of great receivers,
Oh, yeah.
It's a passing league. I love to pass in my Madden games, but I hate running. Do you run in your games if you play Madden?
I run with my quarterback.
Oh, yeah, I love Madden.
Do you? You got a new one?
Yeah.
The only thing is they different. You can block the field goal, punt,
yep,
and then they change the roster, but overall it's the same thing,
Are you guys ready to rock and roll?
Hell yeah! Are you ready, Ryan?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Are you ready, Ryry?
Yeah, I don't know how you do this, but go ahead, take it away. Whatever you got to do, man.
Are you all kinds of fired up for this this show on Sunday?
I've been waiting 367 days to make this prediction video.
367? It was 7. Yeah, you're right.
I was because it was just the other day. I was like, I bet like we made that prediction video like close to a year. So I was like, I had to see when that was uploaded. It was September 20th. I was like, oh my god, it's the year anniversary of when I got into my first Skype call.
The exact date. But this time, we don't have Stevie Breach. We have TeamRyry, the two Ryans in the call. And, it wouldn't be in the call and the thing. But anyway, Ryry, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
You all kinds of fired up for this what's it called? Clash of Champions. They're taking the WCW name.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, well, Ryan, you're all fired up because you've been waiting a long time for this, and I'm fired up just because I'm home and I'm done with projects. Well, I'm not done with projects, but I'm done with homework for a couple of hours. I decided to bring on Ryan again and TeamRyry. You can go subscribe to them. Their links will be down below. And we're just going to go through the card, talk about the the matches for this Sunday. I'm all fired up. And my first question is actually for Ryry. Ryry, isn't this in Indiana, like in Indianapolis? Are you going?
Yeah. No, sir, but it is home of the Pacers and the Colts and all that good stuff.
It's also home of TeamRyry, the home state of TeamRyry, who we have in the call. I was going to mention that no matter what, and then you just happened to say, hey, do you want to be on my podcast? And I said, no, do you want to be on my podcast? And now you're here. So that should be fun. I'm excited for that. And let's start off with the kickoff match, which I'm not going to watch. I don't know if you guys are going to watch, so I really don't care. But Ryan, are you guys going to watch this match? I don't even know what the match is. I just know it's the New Girl and Alicia Fox. I think Breach made a video on it.
Yeah.
But I don't really care. I don't plan on watching this. Ryry, are you going to watch this kickoff match?
No, it's like a total domination, so I could care less about this pre-kickoff or whatever you want to call this darn thing,
It honestly doesn't even matter, which you put it pretty well. The next thing I really don't care about that much, that's why it's on the before the actual show, it's not really on the kickoff, but I'm going to talk about it after the kickoff before we talk about the good stuff. Cesaro versus Sheamus in Game 7. It's tied 3-3. The Cavs are tied with the Warriors 3-3, and we're going to a Game 7. We're going to see some threes, some balling up in here. MVP's not here, but Cesaro's here. I like Cesaro, but I really don't care about this feud. They could have at least done this where there was a stipulation each time. I know if someone gets a title match or a championship opportunity, if that they like to say, but I don't care. Ryry, what do you think about Cesaro versus Sheamus in Game 7?
Well, I could care less about this feud. I really like to see Cesaro move on, and hopefully he gets his title shot that he really deserves. He's way overdue for a major title shot, Pico?
Mm-hmm. I gotcha. Yeah, I think he deserves to be world champion. Ryan, what do you think?
I think at this point, Cesaro, he's going to be the heart of the mid-card wherever he's at. And I think, that's just kind of his role. And if they want to make the United States title something, they have him beat Rusev. So, yeah, I got him taking the win on this one.
All right, so Cesaro to win Game 7. Go off and have a parade around Cleveland. Well, not really Cleveland. Anyway, we're going to start talking about the actual show because, honestly, I'm excited for the actual show and not everything else that we just talked about. So starting off with the only thing I really care about on this entire show, it is a dream match for me, at least, because we never got a chance to see CM Punk versus Shawn Michaels, and those are two of my all-time favorites. They are number one, tied for number one at the top of my top 10 wrestlers. If someone makes a top 10 wrestler video, they're always number one together. And this is pretty much the same thing. Kevin Owens, your Universal Champion, versus Seth Rollins. This is a dream match in itself for me. I don't know about you guys, but this is literally my two all-time favorites that are currently still wrestling in a match together. When they were going to put Roman Reigns in this, I was so upset. I wanted this dream match to happen, and I wanted to see it, and I can't be there to see it. It's pretty close. Indianapolis is pretty close. If I was still home, I probably could have went to see it. But I'm not going to get to see it. I'm going to see it on the pay-per-view or whatever the heck, the network for $9.99. They're not a sponsor. But Ryan, Kevin Owens, the one that follows you on Twitter, versus Seth Rollins. How do you feel about this match?
Well, one thing I do want to say is Kevin Owens follows me on Twitter, and it's not because of the GoFundMe thing. That's one thing that I want to make sure everyone knows.
Get that out there on the interwebs.
But anyways, yeah. Owens, I heard through the grapevine, someone was like, oh, Rollins is supposed to take the title. Owens is already supposed to drop it, but makes no sense. The guy's the top heel. It's a dream match thing. It's gold. Yeah, I got to go with Owens, though. That's who I'm going with.
If they okay, so do you remember back, I think it was Ambrose versus Rollins, when Ambrose won the title, but then it was a fluke and Rollins got the title back. It was I'm excited that Ambrose won, but it was something else. I don't remember what it was, but I was excited that Rollins won, but I didn't want it to happen. So that was the thing. Ryry, what do you think about this main event match?
Oh, man, this is going to be an epic match. Might be the match of the night. Who knows? I'm going with KO. I like Seth Rollins, but it's KO's time to shine.
Kevin Owens, the fight Owens fight himself. I'm excited. Obviously, I've talked about it like all the time, and I'm going with Kevin Owens on this one because Kevin Owens is like a hair over Seth Rollins for me, just because of like the impact he's had on me as a wrestling fan, and you'll see that in an upcoming video where I unbox a plaque. It kind of gives it away there, but hey, it's not your average unboxing. That's the title of the video. Anyway, next match, Chris Jericho, DDP Yoga himself, versus Sami Zayn and this is the second one we're talking about because this is the second match that I care about, and Jericho's in it, so you know it's a big deal. Jericho obviously is with Kevin Owens. They're the best friends. If you listen to Jericho's podcast where he had the best friend with Kevin Owens, or like whatever, he had Kevin Owens on his show, and he said my best friend Kevin Owens like as the title, and I immediately downloaded it. I recommend it to anyone listening or to you guys if you haven't heard it already. But Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn, this is going to be a fun one. I'm excited to see this match. I don't know who's going to win, but I'm just excited, and maybe this is like whoever wins this. Well, I think after this, Sami Zayn, like, he needs to be chasing for the title because this is like Kevin Owens, and like you got that connection between Jericho and Owens, and versus Zayn. Like, so there's a connection there. Right. Jericho versus Jericho versus Sami Zayn. How do you feel about this match?
Sami Zayn all the way. He's young. I like his entrance, and he really deserves a title shot down the road, hopefully against KO. If KO don't lose it by then, that'd be an epic match. They had a great rivalry, and that's the bottom line because TeamRyry said so. Yeah.
Oh, shatter of the glass right there. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens would be a WrestleMania match. I could see that easily for the title. You have this build that Sami Zayn keeps trying to get that title, and finally WrestleMania ends with Kevin Owens getting pinned by Sami Zayn, and there you got Sami Zayn standing with the title. And where they're going to be at 33, Orlando goes nuts. They go party on Nowhere Street. So yeah, Ryan, what do you feel about Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn?
I think it's one of those deals where Jericho went over Styles at Mania, so like if you have Zayn win, really makes him look like even better than what you think. So yeah, I think Zayn winning is what makes sense, and how we were talking about the future of maybe Owens versus Zayn. I think maybe the Rumble, that's my prediction, is if Owens is still champ, which, I mean, that's still
he better be
6 months away. But just like imagine that. Like Zayn wins the Rumble, and I don't know. That's just...
No, this is another video, another podcast, but like you said, Zayn wins the Rumble. You got Triple H coming back to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, and you got the main event of Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn for the Universal Championship. And screw it, let's get Cena versus AJ Styles for the the world title on on WrestleMania. Cena could win the 16th, and I don't know. Hey, that'd be a heck of a Mania. I want to go to that Mania just seeing the card. But yeah, Sami Zayn, I feel like he has to win this match. Jericho. Well, I forgot about the Jericho AJ Styles thing, and then I looked over at the Mania poster on my wall, and I kind of got sad because I felt like AJ Styles should have won that. But anyway, the next match, which I'm really excited for, again, this is the order of matches that I cared about. We got TJ Perkins. Yes, TJ Perkins, the WWE Cruiserweight Champion. Not the first one, but he is the current one. The current one with the new belt, the purple and the silver, which I think looks amazing. He is facing former WWE Champion Brian Kendrick. Holy cow. I'm excited for this just because it's TJ Perkins. I feel like TJ Perkins should have came out on Raw. I mean, he's the champion. Even if he did commentary, even if he walked down to the ring after Kendrick won and stared at him, anything to show the Raw audience of jobbers who didn't watch the Cruiserweight Classic, and they could see, oh look, that purple belt, that little guy over there, he's gonna face that guy who just won in the ring, who used to be on my TV a long time ago when I was 4 years old. But now they won't know until Sunday for the pay-per-view. So TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick. Ryan, who do you got this match?
I got to go with TJP. I mean, obviously it's the logical thing. He just won the title, so there's no reason for him to drop it. But like you said, I wish there was some hype up or something to it. Right now, I feel like for the casual fan, they're just going to see TJP and they're not going to get
What?
All right, yeah, sorry. It's just like for some reason, whenever my phone goes off, like in my house, like my home phone, it knocks off my internet.
Oh,
What is this like? What is this
I have
like?
no
Do you have
idea.
dial-up, like, where you can only
No,
be on
it's
one
just
thing at a
whenever it
time?
rings. Like it's so
That's
dumb.
weird.
Whenever it rings,
Who's
it
your
goes
internet
off.
provider?
Or is it Dish? Or no? Shoot.
Shout out to Ryan's internet provider. You sucked for messing up the podcast, but we are back. Ryan was talking about the the Cruiserweight Championship. I don't know what he was talking about, but Ryan, who would you pick for this match?
All right, so I don't know
Like,
where
quick
I
pick.
left
Like, you already
off.
gave your spiel.
TJP, just TJP.
There we go. Ryry. You got TJ Perkins versus Brian Kendrick, former WWE champion. Who do you have for this match?
well, this should be a good match. I'm going with TJ. He just won it. That'd be stupid if WWE let him drop it right away. So I'm going with TJ all the way, there.
It would be stupid, but hey, it's WWE we're talking about, and they've done a lot of dumb things in the past, so I wouldn't put him past them to do this. But anyway, TJ Perkins, for me, the first Ring of Honor show I went to, he was in a tag match. It was him, Adam Cole, and Jay Lethal versus three guys from Shikara. So to me, like, this was one of the first guys that I saw, and that I got, like, I grew a fandom for. And then I added him on PS3. Holy cow, that was a big deal for me back in the day. And he had like I forgot what he had, but I remember like tweeting him, and he was like, "Oh yeah, add me, it's this," and that was a big deal. So I still have him on PSN. So shout out to TJ Perkins and PlayStation. So I'm going with TJ Perkins to win this one. So I'm pretty much, until we get like a cruiserweight, like another cruiserweight guy, like in the division that I really, really like, I'm going with TJ Perkins for every single match. I don't care. First off, I think Brian Kendrick should be on SmackDown with Daniel Bryan, but hey, this is WWE, and they do a lot of dumb things. Next match, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley for the Raw Women's Championship, because, even though this is a Raw pay-per-view, we still have to let you know that it's the Raw Women's title and not the SmackDown Women's title on the Raw show. Anyway, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley. This should be a WrestleMania match. Like, honestly, I mean, this past WrestleMania, we had Becky Lynch, in the match with these, same two women. So this should be a WrestleMania match. I don't know what they're doing, but then again, hey, it's WWE. I'm going to go. I don't know who I'm going to go, honestly. Ryry, who do you pick for this match?
I think, in my gut feeling, the boss, Sasha Banks, will find a way to get her belt back. And it's going to be a great match. No doubt about it, guys. No doubt about it.
I think I kind of have to agree with you on that, because, the whole reason she dropped the title a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago or whatever was because she was injured or something like that. And she pretty much like gave it right back to Charlotte. She had this big moment. They made a plaque for her, and then she lost it like a day later, like a week later, or whatever. So honestly, if I had to pick, I'm going to pick Sasha Banks in this match as well, because, I mean, it only makes sense for her to win back the title that she lost, but she shouldn't have lost. Ryan, what do you think?
This is the smart pick would be Charlotte, but I'm actually gonna go with Bayley, because I could see them like doing a whole deal where Sasha and Bayley get into it. Like Bayley says, like, "Oh, I never lost it," everything like that. So yeah,
Well, all right.
I'll go with Bayley.
That's I didn't expect anyone to pick Bayley, but hey, that's Ryan for you. So next, we got the that was not needed, the clapping, but we got the New Day, and they rock. Get some bootios at your local FYE. Ryry, you been getting some bootios?
No, sir. I'm not spending $12 for a box. Hell no.
That's so true. But honestly, like, if I walked into an FYE tomorrow and I saw that box of booty O's, I'd probably buy it. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I'd eat it. I'd probably put it on my shelf, just like the box of Fruity Pebbles I have with Cena on it. But hey, I mean, it probably tastes like Lucky Charms, so I don't need to really try it. But anyway, we got the New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. And honestly, for this match, they've been pushing this whole, like, they're gonna break the streak of the title reign or whatever the heck for the tag team titles. I'm picking New Day, even though I do want Gallows and Anderson to win. So I'm gonna be super excited if Gallows and Anderson does win, and they could win and they can beat the streak and they could say, hey, you ain't getting no 300,000+ day reign or whatever the heck it is now. We're gonna win the titles. We're gonna break open some BWLs. I don't know why I wanted to say that. That's the reason I said that. Anyway, I think the New Day are gonna win because they need to continue the streak that they've been talking about for so long. Ryan, what do you think?
Like, I agree with you. Like, I want the New Day to win to an extent, but like, I feel like the club's going to win because where do they go if they lose? You know what I mean? Like, I don't see anything.
Team with Dana Brooke.
I just see them winning. Like, they have to.
Hey, I hope you're right. Honestly, I really hope you're right. I'm just saying that logically, like WWE logically, like, oh man, we got to get the New Day like to 1,000 title reign over whatever the heck it is at now, which is the same thing that they should be doing with like Kevin Owens or someone with the WWE title. Whatever the heck. What show is this? This is Raw. The SmackDown WWE title. They should give AJ Styles the title to beat Punk's record because I know that they want to wipe that out of the way. Right. Who do you got for this match? New Day or the Gallows and Anderson? Wait. Hold on, let me redo that. Who do you got for this match? New Day or the Club?
The Club, bar none, because New Day had longest current tag team titles, and that's all I got to say. But let's see what happens on Sunday. Probably WWE will mess it up again, and probably New Day will continue the longest tag team title run.
Yeah, and I mean, I hope you're both right because, like, honestly, I really want Gallows and Anderson to win. I wish they would have won it a long time ago, but
Yes.
I mean, like these two need to like be split up. Like at this point, it's just gotten to a point where it's like, I mean, the whole storyline with the balls, Big E's balls, like that was one thing, but like after that, it just like dragged on and on. So hey, I hope Gallows and Anderson win, but who knows what's gonna happen. So the final match we're gonna talk about, we got Roman Reigns versus Rusev Matska for the United States Championship. I don't care. I don't know who's going to win. I could see Rusev winning. I could see Roman Waynes winning. Rai, who do you got for this match?
Well, frankly, when they announced this match, I could care less. But I think Roman's going to win. But on the other hand, Rusev might retain. Anything could happen, probably because I think that he's still mad at Roman because he got suspended. So this is like a punishment for him. So probably I'm going with Roman. Sad to say, Roman.
So the punishment that WWE is giving Roman Reigns is the United States Championship. Hey, I mean, honestly, like I wouldn't put it past them. Like I could see them doing that, honestly. But also, I noticed that it's Roman Reigns, which is RR, and then Rusev, which is R. So it's RR. Okay, Ryan. Oh, wait, hold on. We got Rusev versus Roman Reigns, and Rai picked Roman Reigns, and Ryan is about to pick.
I'm gonna say this match ends in a weird way. Like I don't see anyone clearly winning, but I don't know how it ends. But Rusev isn't gonna lose the title. I don't think WWE is gonna want to put that U.S. title on Roman.
So Rai picked Roman Reigns, and Ryan picked Rusev not to lose the title.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
That's a lot of R's. I don't think you guys were understanding what I was doing, but that is a lot of R's.
Rusev
Too many R's. Too many R's in this podcast. Not really, but that's all the R's and all that fun stuff. So Sunday, this pay-per-view, I'm excited for it. I'm excited to watch. Well, I'm excited for the main event, and that's pretty much it. And the Cruiserweight Championship match. But honestly, it's only, like, this show is just one match for me personally, even though, I like the other matches. But, like, the one that I have to see is Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins. And that's why we talked about it first, because who knows how much people are listening to this. So Kevin Owens versus Seth Rollins to headline this show for the United States Championship. I'm excited for this entire show. Rai, you excited for this show?
Yeah, some of these matches are not really necessary. Some of these matches could be like on a Superstars or on a Raw, but overall, it should be a decent show. You know what I'm saying, guys?
Yeah, I gotcha. I mean, when you got to fill 3 hours, I mean, anything's possible. Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna have more matches. Honestly, I wouldn't doubt if they added like a match or two to this show. I mean, it's WWE. They're gonna put as much out there, and they're gonna shove it all in the thing. I don't even know where I was going with that. Ryan, how fired up are you for this show? Are you fired up for this show?
I'm not. I'm fired up enough to watch the show, but not the pre-show, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The kickoff. No one. I don't. Does anyone watch the kickoff anymore? Like I'm not just saying us, because we obviously don't watch the kickoff. But like, it's just such an inconvenient thing where like, by the time like you think about it, like, okay, let's talk about this. This is going off into a tangent, and we're pretty much done with the show. Like the Clash of Champions predictions. When you think about it, on a pay-per-view week, which now they're they're two every, or what is it? What is it? One every other week or something like that? 2 a month? I don't know. I know it's 2 a month, but it's like, it's some weird thing where it's like, maybe it's like every 2 weeks. I don't know. Basically, on a pay-per-view week, you got the 3 hours, which, I mean, I guess if you're going to add a kickoff show, or, kickoff pre-show, whatever the heck, that would be another hour. Isn't it an hour, or is it half an hour? I don't know. So, let's just say 3 hours on Sunday, 3 hours on Monday. That's 6 hours right there. 2 hours on Tuesday, which is the best show. Honestly, if people listening don't watch SmackDown, you need to watch SmackDown. Skip Raw. Watch SmackDown. I literally just watched like the Kevin Owens segments, and then I put my headphones back on and go back to homework, because that's all I care about is whatever Kevin Owens is doing. And right now he's doing something with Seth Rollins, which is like a big deal. So like, that's something I really pay attention to. But that right there is like 3, 6... That's 8 hours. And then you have NXT. And then when the Cruiserweight Classic was going on, that was another hour. So, like, they're shoving so much down our throats. Like, I think it's crazy. But, like, if, like some of those days where it's like, oh, I'm going to watch it no matter what. And, like, a lot of times I'm excited for these shows. And I don't complain that much. But I feel like when the shorter the show. So look at SmackDown. SmackDown was doing so good. Like, people were saying when SmackDown was going to be split up, that, or, it was going to be the brand split, that people weren't going to watch SmackDown. And look, SmackDown is the great show. I don't know what you guys watch. Ryry, what do you watch on a normal week? Do you watch Raw and SmackDown, or just one of the two?
I watch both, I'm being honest, but I think I agree with you. SmackDown is better because, number one, it's only 2 hours, and it goes so fast. But on Raw, it just drags out. And it just, what I'm saying? I think SmackDown, they manage it better than Raw.
I also think with Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon, these are two people that the fans really, really want to see. I can go, a lifetime without having to see Stephanie McMahon. I mean, Mick Foley, I met him. Me and Ryan met him, literally, days before he was announced as the GM for Raw.
Yeah, he was on a phone.
Yeah, he was on the phone with Stephanie McMahon, getting offered the position. Anyway, if you look at Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon versus Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan, two people who everyone wants to see, I'm going to go with Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan. I don't know about anyone else. I'm sure you guys agree, but
of course.
It does. I don't understand it, but I honestly, if you were to switch them, if SmackDown was 3 hours and Raw was 2 hours, I think Raw would be the better show. I think it's that extra hour, and I know it's about money. I know it's about advertisements and just money getting generated and stuff like that and people watching. But you're losing people on one of the hours because it's just not working out. So I don't know what that rant was, but SmackDown's a better show. And if you're not watching SmackDown, then you should watch SmackDown. So that is that. So Ryry,
okay.
I want to thank you. Ryan, I want to thank you. Here, Ryan, you want to plug stuff?
You can catch me on YouTube at NoUploadRyan, or on Twitter at NoTweetRyan. So there you go.
Ryry, you want to? Where are you at on the internet? I know you got Twitter. I know you got YouTube. What's your stuff?
Well, first thing first, before I do that, can I say something real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
And another thing on Monday nights, Raw, they got Monday Night Football, so that's why they were competing, and that's why our Monday Night Raw ratings are so bad. This past Monday, or I think 2 weeks ago, it was a 1.88. That is pathetic, guys. You know.
That I didn't even think about that. That's good that you're bringing it up because I was just listening to The Observer, and SmackDown this week was like really, really close to Raw in the ratings. I think it was like, I think Raw was at like a 2 point like something, and like SmackDown was just under it, and people thought that SmackDown was gonna beat it this week. And honestly, if you look at the Monday night game, it was the Eagles and it was Ryry's Bears. Like it's not like the Patriots were playing the the Panthers and the Patriots had Tom Brady back. Like it wasn't like that. It was like two like you got Chicago and you got Philadelphia, which plays a huge part into it. But just in general of teams and how good they are, like it's just not like a humongous like overall game. So like that's another thing is like Raw is really really like competing with Monday Night Football, like Ryry said, and I think it's crazy. I don't know, but Ryry, what's your Twitter? What's your YouTube? Obviously, all this stuff's going to be in the description, but where are you at on the internet?
Okay, first thing first, my Twitter is TeamRyry32. My main channel is TeamRyry, and last but not least, my last channel is Ryry. And if you want to check out my Facebook Live page, it is called The Ryry Show. So check those out, please. Thank you.
All those will be in the description. TeamRyry, I got a question for you. What does the 32 mean on the end of your Twitter? I always wanted to know that.
What?
Okay, so you got TeamRyry32. Why 32? Why not like another number?
Well, I don't know. I just thought of it when I made the Twitter name back then. I'm not too sure.
Okay.
It doesn't mean nothing really.
I wasn't sure if it meant something, but hey, now we know. So I want to thank you guys again for being on.
Thank you.
Anytime, Pico. Anytime, man.
So that is the show this week. Go subscribe to those guys on YouTube and follow them on Twitter. Links will be down below. Thank you guys for listening, and I'll talk to you again after a while or next week. Yeah, come on. That was a really bad ending, but oh well.